Yo, no plan. Just working on week 15 projections, recollecting week 14 data, and decided to go live to do it. I think I can just about see the chat. Hey, Warm Bite Coffee, how you doing? Feros, you got a question? You want to chat about something? I know, I got no plan. Yeah. I'm listening to, punk remixes of classic pop songs and working on week 15 projections. So nothing sophisticated. H. I'm updating my whatchamacallit, team against stats for week 14. I imagine the quality of the stream will be worse than usual because I'm concentrating on something, and also whatchamacallit, I'm doing a lot with my little processor over here. I don't know if it'll keep up, but what can we do? We out here. No, man, I had a great time. I always do have a good fantasy football weekend in that regard, but I'm pretty sure I'm out of every playoff hunt. My Scott Fishbowl team got clapped. I think I could have won, but I didn't really realize I had Brandon Cooks in until it was too late. But, that's the way the game goes, It's fine. Yourself? Oh, Amando. I convert the Jacksonville thing, obviously. There we go. Been a while, One Black Coffee. You been busy? Yeah, all the rookies seem to be breaking out during the playoff season, right? They make you wait for it. I know. Are they all David Johnson, I guess? With more draft capital? I nearly got this thing licked. Yeah, the rookie running backs all kind of went off this week. Apart from, no, even J.K. Dobbins got his touchdown or whatnot. Is that all of it? I think so. Oop. I'm loving punk rock covers lately. I don't know. Hush. Where is my mouse? Where is my mouse? I'm losing track of where everything is here, One Black. Hey, I think I've released some pretty good podcasts since last time I saw you. I hope you enjoy them. I've been playing a lot of Fortnite. Too much, actually. It's affected my sleep pattern, where I'm staying up and doing this stuff, throwing in a couple of extra hours grinding Fortnite. Has been rough, but, worth it. I was really looking forward to the winter update on that map, the Fortnite map. And the one thing they didn't do was, provide snow and ice. So, I feel owned. Every time I go live, I always send the link to like a group chat I'm in with a bunch of fantasy football people. I'm like, come chat. Never turn up, do they? It's like they're scared of going live or something. Why is the fantasy community so scared, huh? What they got to hide? I'm just capping while I try and find my... Okay, let's open up this projections model. Be prepared for my stream to crash. What job you switching to, by the way, One Black Coffee? Said switching jobs? You got a better one? Moving house or something? Yeah, where's Spaceman at? He never comes in here. Except in the chat. Coward. Little coward. I love Disney covers. Go figure. Yep, that's the protection model popping up. I'm insured, but thank you. Okay, let's update player stats, shall we? Can't handle it, but honestly, this week I was like, let's just try. I mean, if it's a terrible stream, it won't be much different than any of my others, So, what am I scared of? You're switching mortgage companies in the same city, but should be better opportunity. Happy for you, man. Okay. I'm going to update that Google link I do. That thing I do. Guess I'll do it over here. Is it like working for a mortgage company? Especially, imagine it's changed in recent years for reasons. Circles again. I love when they try and countryize pop music. What a ridiculous life I lead. Where am I going? Going under. I already got to get a site that isn't Google Sheets. It's the next step, right? Get your own website. Make everything free over there. There it is. Have enough money saved up from Patreon that, you know, if no major crisis happens, which it will, I might be able to buy a desktop and improve some of this stuff. A lot more strict with regulations, mostly just phone calls and math. Apart from the phone calls, man, I feel you. I imagine. Do I get busy with the season ending since you do a lot of Dynasty, or does it give you some more free time? Schedule frees up a little bit in the off season. Honestly, our little thing gets real busy weeks 2 weeks before the season and ends at week 8. That's our busy time. So it's eased up a little bit. Me personally, my workload skyrockets the further we get into the off season because I'm already getting DMs about if I've looked at the 2021 class and stuff like that. That's kind of my thing. I guess the only thing I put out these days that you can't get everywhere now is the way I do rookie data. And put it out free without having to scrape and stuff. So in that way, I'm a little busier. And also, that's the chore. Updating databases in the off season is honestly what takes, that's the hell time. But sorry, I forgot to drag the weekly stuff. I'll update this again later this week after I do it. For now, you have to live without it. So yeah, that's a little. Honestly, updating rookie stats is. I mean, it took me a year to build the first one. It takes me, 40 hours, 40 man hours to update and make sure everything's clean, and that's before I even process it. So that's the hard work, if there is hard work to this. That's the stuff that's a little difficult. But, I kind of look forward to it. It's nice to get it all lined up and straightened up. I enjoy it. It's not something you'd want me to live stream, trust me. And it's not just all the cursing I do, or the disheveled nature, or how I progressively look worse and worse over the days as I work on it. It's just, it's as intensive data stuff I do on this little laptop. Like even streaming right now, updating Google Sheets, updating projections, this is nothing compared to working that database into a workable form. It's the most data I ever pull up on here. The 40 hours, I mean, that's an estimate. I keep trying to streamline it to make it easier and easier, but there's always something, like I have to ask someone to scrape the data for me because I can't yet do that myself. I'm going to post a link to this data in the chat again, by the way. Copy and paste it into a browser window. And And as good a job and as kind as they are to do it for me, it's always in a different format. I always have to move shit around. And then there's some stuff I calculate just on the raw data because, you can scrape sports football reference or whatever it is, and you don't get target share even. You don't get yard share. You have to calculate all of that. Then I have to take those reams of data and insert it into my already preset database going back to 2000. And that means lining all the columns up, and there's like 50. And then once I copy and paste that in, my entire system crashes for a little while, a couple of times. And then I start working on it, making sure I have the birth dates right, calculating birth dates and ages. And then there's always someone whose age doesn't quite fit the pattern. It's just a lot of fucking fuck. Pardon me. It's a lot of annoying things. Let's see. Any 2020 rookies you're excited for? I know some names, man, but I literally haven't done it. And that all this process I'm talking about is partly why I don't. We don't have birth dates yet, and where I do so much through birthdays and age, at least for wide receivers. I can't. I will say there's one guy specifically I'm interested to see how he played out. But 2020 is so cocked. I'm not sure how much weight I'm going to put on the season, but Rashad Bateman, the guy who was killing it early and behind Tyler Johnson, who also did really well young. I'm kind of interested to see how he pops out. But he's the only one I'm really aware of from a data perspective. I know some of the names as much as I try to ignore it, but I know, Jamar Chase's name and Travis Etienne. Some of them are already in my rookie database, pinned to my timeline on both Twitter and Patreon, because they might have been prospects for the 2020 class, so I put them in. So I already have some information on those guys. But yeah, I'm basically unaware of them until they, declare, really. But I will start putting in work before that and just not tell anyone, because it does take so long. It didn't like that copy and paste. That if I just started when I tell everyone I'm starting, it wouldn't work. Pasting in defensive data right now. Database. That's what I was telling you all in the how to make a database video, how to make a database in Excel when we're not fancy R people. Thank you. That way you never fuck up your actual collection. Sorry, guys. My language is terrible this afternoon. Sat down and started working, so don't have the right mindset, I guess. All right. I always wonder this deep into the season if I should stop collecting passing attempts and rushing attempts. I mean, I basically got it, right? How much is it really going to change? Good afternoon, Crossover. How you doing? Like I've been saying, I don't know how this is going to go. I was just kind of lonely sitting here. And I'm working so much data right now that everything might crash trying to stream at the same time. But yeah, sure. But we out here, so, we may as well be out here. Oh, none of that took. Oh, you kidding me? Oh, okay. Okay. Excel just crashed on me trying to do all this at the same time, by the way. You're welcome. Out here streaming fuel. Hurting my ability to process. Oh, it's going to crash again. No, we're good. Keep talking. It's fine. What are you up to today, Crossover? I've been saying I've been talking to Wombat Coffee this entire time. And every time I go live, I post this in like a group chat of fantasy people. Absolutely none of them ever turn up. It's always just me. It's like fantasy people are scared of you all. They don't want to talk live. Just saying, go call them out. Call them cowards. All of them. Whoop. Yeah, it just crashed again. Oh my god. This is fun. In its own way, this is very fun. Thank you for my sacrifice. Yeah, exactly, right? This is so hard. Well, it shouldn't be hard. I mean, make any money. If it made money, it would be hard. What do I need? This one. I have to go. I deleted all my projections update stuff because I thought I'd already done it, and then the thing crashed, and now I have to go back and get it. Where is it? Weekly stats? No, I don't need weekly stats. Season long, baby. Getting back together. Mm-hmm. 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 I might need a new keyboard. My control key just doesn't work at this point. I'm crashing it. We're doing it. Hey, it worked. Oh, we're crashing. Oh no, there we go. 551 replacements. Appreciate that. All right, let's save this before it dies again. Better update passing and rushing attempts, and then we're ready to do some projections. It's struggling. Hey, can we get a thank you to projection model in the chat for trying to do all this at the same time? That'd be great. All right, let's save back out of this. Now we're going to go to RotoViz and get more data, you know? Still live. Are we still here? We still up? Thank you, Projection Mon. Thank you. Appreciate it. It's all my tiny little fucking i5 processor, which is just whirring right now, trying to keep up with us all. I mean, it's it's putting in its best effort. I just got 8 gigs of RAM instead of the standard 16. It's out here, keeping up. Yeah, I guess the processor deserves the thing. I'm just doing this. Like, I'm not looking at anything special. I'm just asking RotoViz to give me passing and rushing attempts so I can input them into my model for last week. Just in case you were wondering. There we go. Just like you. How did I do this with one screen? At some point, I was doing this with one screen. Hey, crossover, yeah, go for it. Ask a question. I'm trying to keep up with you all. Would you ever set up Patreon fantasy leagues? Yeah, sure. But honestly, like, I do 5 DFS contests a week and I struggle to fill them. So if we want a Patreon league, though, sure. Is a receiver's ADOT a result of the player, QB, coaching, or something else? A mystery mix of all of that. All right, let me turn my volume down here so I can hear myself. Strict science, shall we say, is that an ADOT belongs to the player. So in other words, a player's ADOT is a reflection of where they play on the field, where they get open the most, and therefore where they're targeted the most. But as we're seeing this year with someone like Stephon Diggs or Robbie Anderson, both who have inverted their ADOTs in opposite directions, obviously some of that has to do with the way they're deployed. And if you're Stephon Diggs and pretty much you kick ass no matter where you put on the field, your ADOT can change, right? But over the course of a player's career, their ADOT has a lot more to do with them than anything else. For example, if they excel at lower ADOT targets, that's also where coaches presumably are going to try and employ them. And when you test it, like a testing stat, the ADOT is a function of the player much more than the quarterback. So when you test them against different quarterbacks, their ADOTs don't necessarily change no matter what the scheme or what the team or the quarterback. It's much more about what they do. But again, back to Stephon Diggs and Robbie Anderson, in not drastic but more extreme situations, we obviously do see that players' roles can switch. We saw that last year with Stephon Diggs and Adam Thielen, where they both switched in and out who was working more in the slot and who was working more on the outside. They basically flip-flopped that on a week-to-week basis, depending on who was healthy and who the matchup was. So players of a certain skill set, at least, or players of a certain standard, can pretty much do well all over the field. But ADOT in and of itself, if you're just talking about the stat in general, is a function of the player. So, Robbie Anderson moves to where is he? Carolina, and you assume his ADOT is going to be higher than most because that's where he normally plays. And so this year is an exception, something stats wouldn't tell you to predict, that his ADOT would drop to 10 or below, which is about where he is this year. And that's, the fallacy of the average. On average, Robbie Anderson's ADOT stood stay high, but in actual practice, when he moved, it dropped, and he became much more of a volume guy as well. And so there's a little fuzziness around the edges of if a stat belongs to the player, the coaching, or the QB. But in general, specifically with ADOT, that seems to be about the player more so than anything else. Does that cover it pretty well? Well, that's what I think, to be fair. That's what I find. That I'm by no means the last authority on anything. But that's how I see it. And that's based on, listening to Josh Hearnsma talking about it. That's not all my own work. Projections Weekly, thank you. Things to get me through this. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. And again, you should always, on average, we make assumptions based on what should or what typically happens, but then you adjust, right? So I would tell you, and I did, that Robbie Anderson's most likely going to be a downfield player when he goes to Carolina. But when I say that, you should know there's margins for error around that. Well, I'm not putting it on you. I should know and also mention that there's margins for error around that. All right. Time to do an index match. Sorry, I got to cover your screen here a little bit. I need the space. In fact, this year is great for seeing how ADOTs can be affected by coaching, QB, surrounding talent. You know, it's like life. Well, it is life because it's real. But there's a whole bunch of things that go into every event. You know, a whole bunch of factors. So we're just trying to boil it down to the ones that are most trackable, most useful, most sticky. Have a largest probability of having a relevant effect on the result. All right. Okay. We'll take a deep breath. Any thoughts? First week in a while, every team has played. What with everything. You know. Me wearing a Dynasty Crossroads shirt is a pure coincidence, by the way. Seriously, I didn't expect to come on live. It's just a happy coincidence. Hate working on this big screen, actually. I have to do a lot more movement to see everything. I asked for two reasons. A, because Juju's ADOT is super low this year, so that's the other guy I was going to mention, actually. I wonder if he's generally been a guy whose ADOT has been below 10. No is the answer. His ADOT is exceedingly low this year, and that's been the struggle with his production. I actually have an idea about that, which is the one I've been pushing on a few podcasts lately. I think he's playing that role because it's really difficult to provide a lot of value to the team in terms of yards and touchdowns when you're getting targets that low. And I think he's got a skill set that works all over the field. And he provides the best value at those targets compared to Claypool or Deontay Johnson. So that's not that they're taking easier targets, but they couldn't fill that role as well as he does. But that's assuming some rational coaching, to be fair. And it's part of my idea that he's the most skilled wide receiver on the team. The other two are phenomenally skilled in different areas where he's got a skill set that works everywhere. Or that's my take on it. But no, he hasn't been that low. He hasn't been a big down the field guy, but he's been in, if I remember right, and we could check the NFL database for it, or the AYards database. He's been in and around 10. It's been exceptionally low. The start of this season, like it was below 4 for a significant period of time, and that's running back level. ADOT. So it's been really weird this year, and it has increased somewhat throughout the season, but mostly he's just doing exceptional work with low value targets. That's my opinion anyway. The other reason is because of a link I may have noticed between Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, DJ Moore, and Robbie Anderson. Be excited to hear it. Jefferson was famed, I guess, for being a low ADOT guy, even though we don't have ADOT data for college. He was high volume slot roll, is what they told me. He looked like on tape. Me and others just pointed out that he was sucking up so much of the work and doing so efficiently with it. Like, don't discount him. But Justin Jefferson was an amazingly large part of that offense, to be honest. Where can I get some Dynasty Crossroads merch? It's a good question, actually. Like, I was semi-shopping this shirt, and I don't know. I think it's still available on Amazon, but I'd have to look. I don't have a merch shop or anything. You know me. I'm terrible at business. But I'll check that out and see where it's still available. Probably, no, I don't think it's in the DLF shop, but it was on Amazon last time I looked. Where was I? Yes. One, I just sent it to you, man. This is my only one. I should get more. I actually kind of like it. I mean, I know everyone's going to say that about the shirt with their own podcast in it, but I think it's soft, simple. I love the design that Jake came up with for the thing. And just very my style, I guess. Okay, we're nearly there. Well, we're nearly at the starting line. I don't know how accurate of a correlation it is, but Joe Brady was the offensive coordinator at LSU last year and now the offensive coordinator on the Panthers. That's fair. Okay, let's switch it over to week 15. I don't do much coaching stuff. I don't mind the thought, right? All right. Okay. Well, I think most people will agree that DJ Moore is greater than Robbie Anderson. I hate doing this kind of answer, but it depends what you mean. Like, I think we should definitely respect Robbie Anderson's game. Like, as a player, he is clearly more superior than even I, as someone who likes lower drafted players. Underrated. He just cut two of our favorite wide receiver prospects this season. You know, DJ Moore's now risen, and so does Curtis Samuel. But I mean, he was always the guy. He did well on a bad team before that. So, with respect to the fact that he's a very good player, and we should respect that. Dynasty prospect wise, DJ Moore and Curtis Samuel over Robbie Anderson. I think they're going to have more value and longer fantasy lives, stuff like that. In terms of who's a better NFL player, I don't even know where to start deciding that. If you know what I mean, like we can't really even define talent, let alone decide who's who. But yeah, in our little thing, our little game, yeah, DJ Moore greater than Robbie Anderson. All right, need to go get my context. Wait, where did that go? I could use this one. Yeah. I'm talking real life football. Yeah, like I say, I'm not gonna pretend I know where to start with that stuff. I mean, it's very rare I'll come out with a take like, I think I can see that Juju is a more significantly talented player. Based on multifaceted usage and shit like that. I think I can definitely prove Julio Jones and Antonio Brown was significantly better than most that have played the game. That takes a career worth of data. I mean, how do you judge, Robbie Anderson being able to play as well as he does in the roles that we've seen him versus Curtis Samuel playing an entirely different role? But sure, just for the lulz, I'll say, yeah, he's better. But in reality, yeah, I would agree with you. I think most people would agree. Fair enough. Like I say, I don't know much about Chase yet, other than, the likes of Rav, and can't stop saying his name in an awed tone. You can't take that away from me. Tell you what, if I can get out of this for a second, let me show you something. Thinking about Justin Jefferson and shit. Where is it? Something I was looking at for that chapter I was writing for Jordan McNamara. It looked interesting to me. Okay. Let's see if I can do this. There is a stock, if you want to talk likelihood and stuff. There is a stark difference between what the conference players play in, but that's like draft capital bias. It's where the good teams are, where NFL teams like drafting prospects from. So it's not necessarily information about the players so much as about teams. Where's the other one? There it is. All right. Let me see if I can. All right. Check it out. This is hits by conference since 2003 or so. And you can see the SEC, and this is specifically running backs, have used like, what is it? No, this is test results. Shoot. Hang on. Conference hit rates. Where are they? No. I can't find it. Okay, this wide receiver that'll do. Wide receiver conference hit rates, like the SEC accounts for 27% of the wide receiver breakouts we've seen in the NFL drafted in any round. 21% of all running back hit rates, and that's a large number for such a broad sample. Some of these conferences no longer exist, by the way, because it goes back to 2003. But like the Big Ten account for 18% of running back hits and only 9% of wide receiver hits. I don't know where Chase and Jefferson actually played, but it's one of the more, I think, and treated like draft capital. It doesn't mean anything necessarily about the player, but gives you strong indication of team preferences. So Chase versus Jefferson in and of itself wouldn't be my first concern so much as how productive they were and where they're from, so what NFL teams are going to think of them. That's where I start, to be fair. And I'm not even there yet, so. Fortnite. Speaking of streaming, they've released a low settings, bad computer mode apparently on PC. No, I'm kind of tempted to try it out again on here. If they've reduced the expectations of PC enough, maybe I could get some games going on here. Because where I play on my Xbox is my son's little cubby hole. I'm not filming it live for you all. So yeah, but Gigi Mora's in the Chase Alpha receiver role and Robbie Anderson is in the Jefferson role. So if I'm right, Brady must think that Chase is better than Jefferson, which is insane if true. I mean, yeah. Just be aware of how many assumptions you're making there. Obviously. And I don't think, just based on the buzz, no one's going to be low on Chase, so it's not like he's going to drop to a value. And you're probably going to have to draft him as high as you want to. But again, I'm very much not involved in rookies yet, so. If I can X out of this again for a second. I'll show you what I got on all of them. Well, everything I got, but. Hey man, you can hit me up. My Fortnite gamer tag is UDFA's matter, obviously, but with 2 F's because it's me and I made a mistake. Yeah, friend me. Just let me know what your gamer tag is so I know to accept it. I mostly just play with John Bosch, also Tyler from DFF fame. All right. Who are we looking at? Chase? I don't have Jamar Chase in here yet. I just don't. Jefferson. Say I didn't warn you. Where did he play? An SEC? That's a good sign, man. All right, let's open up the big one. Ooh, okay, take a deep breath again because this is gonna. Where's my raw data? I'm not opening up the major one because that would definitely crash us. But is this it? This alone might crash us. This is like. This is the raw data I collect from college by itself. Don't know it's going to make it. Yeah, that's the one. One black. Well, that would be easy to remember. One black coffee. I'll look for it. Don't expect good. Okay, here we go. How big is this at this point? 48,000 lines. Okay, yeah. Chase. Jamar Chase. There he is. Actually, I've got two different spellings. I'm going to have to correct that. Plays for LSU, right? So LSU in 18 and 19. Let's do that. All right. What do we want to look through it? Points for touch, PPR, yards per reception, no. So many columns on this thing. Can't find a relevant thing. I've really got to do yards per team attempt in this thing. Well, let's shrink this. Clyde Edwards-Helaire was playing on that team, apparently. Let's do Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson. Yeah, that last year they were accounting for about, 53% of the team's total receiving yards. I know. Obviously, this isn't a profile or nothing, but I will say that Justin Jefferson was always significantly more efficient than Chase, just through points per touch basis. Of course, I haven't seen Chase's last year yet. There it is. Okay, yeah. Chase looks decent. 2019, he was operating at 3 yards per team pass attempt. I've got to convert that to just team attempt. This is where my database is at right now. And the best Jefferson had same year, 2.7. But you kind of expect that if Chase is operating further down the field. And yeah, in 2018, Jefferson was just much bigger part of that offense. So that's hard to judge. Where am I? Close that. If you ever want to run some fun, I already answered that one. Yeah, that's it. Let's not put it on stream though. Let's see. Best college football team of all time. It looks like it. Yeah, I haven't profiled that. But between Clyde Edwards-Helaire last year, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, and you said, was that Burrow's team? Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Don't do college football, you know? Someone was asking about IDP players, and, you know, I have a lot of that data. I really don't want to start digging into it, though. Well, it's Justin Herbert's team, like, considering how well he's doing. Just meet me in the middle. Okay, Seahawks look like they could use some adjusting. Just meet me in the middle. Who's Terrence Marshall? Is that an IVP or running back? No idea. In the middle. Oh, this thing loves Kyler Lockett. It always wants to put him in. Another LSU receiver. Oh, great, yeah. Problem is now you're entering a stage where there's a lot of good NFL receivers and only so many teams. Hey, Philly, how you doing? Double stream this week. Yeah, I was just lonely. Facts. Oh, it's really pushing up wide receiver production here. And it hates everyone. I'm gonna go to Pizza Hut right now, dude. We freezing? I have no idea if I'm. Just working on projections, Philly. Kind of loves Justin Herbert this week. Then again, I haven't. Oh, that's the other thing I haven't updated. I gotta go get Vegas lines. Well, week 15 isn't even here yet. Well, maybe it is still running. Oh, there it is, yeah. We got week 15 information. Why not? What you up to, Philly? Hey. Just like that, we got Vegas lines. Neat. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just in Vegas projections. A little bit of an involved sheet. I use them to project efficiency for teams. All right. You can close that one then. Okay. Stream dead? Question mark. I'm gonna go get more coffee. Be back soon. Yo. Sorry, I was getting told off because I had a bunch of books sitting next to the bed where I've been rereading stuff. And I was getting told off because it was getting in the way of something. And I know I didn't listen. After you publish these projections, do you tinker with them up until Sunday? Yes, I do. Constantly with news updates, new injuries, and everything else. Yeah, I update at least once a day. See if I can get someone else to chat with us. I'm assuming everyone's at work. I have a weird set of days off, but never know. One day I'm going to get hurt by just spamming that invite link everywhere, but hopefully that's not today. Seriously, fantasy community is scared to go live. I don't know what's up with that. I think I'm about ready to let this projection end and just run. See what it turns out in about a while. I like to give it aggregate projections beforehand, but oh, it's crashing. Yeah, I think we just let it go. Yeah, I don't mean to be quiet, sir. I'm just trying to fix shit. Yeah. Green Bay is projected to be the highest scoring team this year. Baltimore, Indianapolis, and Las Vegas. Who are they playing? New York Jets. Okay, that's why. All projected to get at least 4 passing touchdowns, or 4 touchdowns overall. Rams against Arizona. It likes Marvin Jones a lot. Maybe a little too much. What was Jalen Hurts rushing like this week? He rushed a lot, a little, what, 14% about? $13. 13-ish? 13-ish attempts. We got him down around 12, actually. Oh, but it's going up against Arizona. That boosts it a little bit. What did we think of Hurts last week? Did it look good or what? Someone was in the middle of. The only thing I saw is people trying to claim he's good after one quarter. Seemed a little much. Maybe no Stafford this week. Potentially. I haven't even run through injuries yet. Yeah, good to see Alshon Jeffrey getting back, I guess. I'm in Philadelphia right now. Sorry. Alshon Jeffrey better than Greg Ward? Question mark. Oh, poor Travis. Travis Fulgham falling. Oh, I got to invent touchdown percentages for Alshon Jeffrey. What's that about? Not enough data. Okay. $69, Sam, right up for Alshon Jeffrey. Nice. There we go. The analytics definitely doesn't tell you to replace Fulgrim with Alshon. What are they doing, man? I don't know. Veteran deference? I don't know. Hey, man. That time the Alshon Jeffrey truth has got a little love. What did he do? He caught a touchdown, right? Why am I asking you? I'm the one who's got that damn thing. He's been playing since week 10, apparently. 10 to 14. $50. One touchdown, one target, one reception. Yeah. I don't know. I think projections are going to push him up, but I think he still gets cooked by Fulgrim. I thought I'm going to have it until someone, tells me I have to change it back. Can't have Alshon below Fulgrim. Yes, I can. Greg Ward leading the team in routes ran. Yeah, screw routes ran. Let's see, I got his 14.3% of targets this year. Greg Ward Jr., don't you know? Guaranteed 5 targets for Greg Ward, basically. I've got him projected for 4.5 right now, which means the average is doing its work. Man, of course it keeps wanting to love KC, but it just doesn't know how painful it is fantasy-wise to watch that prediction. I do. Could I just... Please tell me the McCall Hardman Kiki Kute truthers can go back to sleep now. Three targets. Look at all those vacated targets for McCall Hardman. Vacation. And 3 for Kiki too. Yeah. What about that? Huh? Got a damn touchdown. That's going to keep the vacated argument going so long. Screw you, Kiki. Mm-hmm. Damn. This thing, sometimes. I'm like throwing it in the trash and starting again. Watson, no idea. Does Mahomes literally have a 1% interception? Regression, baby. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Fucking Pro Football Reference, man. He caught a touchdown. Let's rank him wide receiver 40 or something. Got 3 targets, dude. Come chill. Fuck it. I'm pushing Cooks up. Jordan Atkins for life. Man, he's got a falsetto on him, huh? And yeah, it's pushing Watson down something awful this week. Does not like the matchup against Indianapolis much at all. I ain't gonna get told to boost that. Come back, Julio. Still an option. You'd know it, baby. Just as soon as, Justin Watson breaks out. Next up, it's Ashton Dulin, man. I have dreams, okay? Dreams of those two doing something. Yeah, I gotta stop giving it so much historical data. It just always wants to love Matt Ryan. The game total this week is 51, though, so. I'll never forget Greg Dortch. How could I? I mean, it's been as good as most New York Jets this year, you know? I think the volume for Carolina looks low. Yeah. 34. Actually, no, it's not low. What's going on here? How can I be low on Teddy Bridgewater but high on all his weapons? What's going on there? Oh, sorry. Oh. Some people are weird. DJ Moore coming back this week, you think? I don't know where he's at. Expected to play week 13, yeah. Week 15. That's what it is. I have DJ Moore in, and it looks like he's going to be in. Or we think he's going to be in. He's over his ankle injury. Cool. Let's put him in. DJ Moore crashed my YouTube video. Yep, there it is. Fantasy football analyst. Busy at work. Too busy to come stream. Remember it, guys. Give him hell. Chris Manahertz. Yeah, we can probably take him out. Mm-hmm. All right, we just hired Terry Bridgewater, apparently. I can live with it. Oh, the first time I seen it. Love Cleveland. Pick up some artificial boosts here and see if we can't in control of that. Oh. Just loving that Landry life right now. Is Austin Hooper going to play? Oh, so upsetting. Neck injury and tight end don't usually go well together. Neck injuries and people. But yeah, take your point. Check it. Oh, God, this is a grind. It's all right. We got Harrison Bryant. We'll be fine. I don't know. There's a pretty good chance he comes back based on the injury report. I'm reading. But we'll take him out. And I say we boost Bryant. David Njoku? David Nahu? Talk about an athletic specimen just not showing up, man. I mean, he's playing, right? Mm-hmm. I'm moving him up. It really hates Donovan Peoples-Jones because he gets so little. On occasion he does something with it. It's not used to it. And first runner projections is hardly ironclad. It's just trying to get the week set up and you adjust from there. Being low on Travis Landry, why? Why'd you do that to yourself, right? Okay. Next. God, I hate San Francisco. You mean Hooper, right? Hoop's expected to play. Hoop's not expected to play? I don't know. We'll know for sure by Wednesday. Tomorrow, I guess. Not expected to play last week. Man, Brandon Ayuk. Debo out again? No, not good. For me. No. Really likes Jordan Reed this week. Oh, well, mine doesn't, but it's telling me that I have a conflict with the fact other people do. Huh, that's weird. Is Dallas giving it? Well, I could go look. Got a look up breaking. Huh. Look at an adjustment without realizing it. Unless I'm doing it over here. No. Nope. There it is. No, I'm not doing it. Interesting. I'm not adjusting for touchdown percentage against anymore. I must have got tired of it. No, 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 no. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Houston's going to need an unknown soldier. Williams hasn't had less than 5 targets in like how many weeks? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's underperforming it. Yeah. Currently have Austin Eckler in the top 3. Love to see it. God damn the ants. You know? Ooh, Swift gets Tennessee this week. Rookie breakout number 5. Yep, we're doing it. Ah. Lights. T.Y. Hilton back? Question mark. Apparently. Blinded by the lights. Burrow back this week? No, he's out for a while, right? Injuries. Blinded by the light. Shot. Ryan Finley has 4 interceptions, 2 touchdown passes in his career. Let's do that. Yeah, I'm gonna be high on Swift. Coming in hot. What we got here? Still 3 of you hanging around. Appreciate it. Mm. Vegas thinks Carolina's going to get crushed in a high game script with lowest points for. Hmm. Yeah. Hey, Felix, how you doing, bud? I'm just working on projections. Got lonely. Turn the stream on, man. Minshew's going to start week 5. Oh, come on. Let's go. NFL just keeps giving us these gifts. Mm-hmm. Back in here, Minshew. About time. Boosting Jacksonville receivers. As we speak. Never mind. Just playing Madden and figured I'll tune in. Well, I appreciate it, Felix. Really do. All right, I think I've done what I can do here. I'm gonna feed it the last bit of the data and like go. Wait. I gotta run through injuries first. I mean, there's a whole bunch of. Is Drew Brees playing? Hadn't even fixed that. Status is uncertain. It will likely be Breeze under center for week 15. All right, let's go with that. Speaking of Jacksonville, interesting seeing how our target share has shaken up this year. You think Chark is ever going to bounce back? No. There you go. I wasn't high on Chark. I'm still not. Partly it's just this is what Jacksonville does. I mean, Alan Hearns and Keelan Cole consistently jumping up and jumping back down. Who was it I was reminded of the other day that did this? Not Allen Robinson. D.D. Westbrook, I mean, I just think that's. I think Shark was Mirage mostly. Can't decide if I should put Drew Brees in or not. I would have to boost the entire offense. Leave him out for now. Crossover says Shark will bounce back to being a lower and RR2 with Justin Fields. Go with the football gods, man. Cool. I don't believe it. He'll bounce back some weeks, and everyone will get excited for it, and then it'll go away. I'm towing the company line until I see something different. I think Minshew will make the whole offense more fun in general if they let him play. More rookies in the top 12. That's what we need. Here we go. Crossover. Sorry, what? How much credit do you think having an elite top 10 QB is to being an elite top 5 receiver? Not much. I mean, this is a Jacob Rickroad argument. No, I don't think so. I think Aaron Rodgers helps Devontae Adams, but I don't think Devontae Adams is trash if he has Andy Dalton. I think he's very, very, very good. Top 12. At least. So, yeah, in the extremes, it helps. And most quarterbacks on the extremes. Yeah. I mean, the quarterback doesn't hurt, but I don't think it... You can lower a floor more than it can raise a ceiling. That's where I'm at. How much does it have to do with extremes? Not much, man. The best receivers in the game haven't always had the best quarterbacks, and it's not enough to show a correlation. But they're shrinking the sample size down to like 10 guys if you go to 15-year sample. So it's really hard to say. I mean, Ben Roethlisberger is very good. He's a very good quarterback. And he's had Antonio Brown, right? And then you've got Aaron Rodgers, who has had Jordy Nelson, who's extremely good, but not nearly that level. Peyton Manning had some great receivers. Demaryius Thomas was amazing, but would you put him in the, Julio Jones, Antonio Brown, Jerry Rice tier? I don't think so. And that's as good as we've seen at the quarterback position. Tyreek Hill can be amazing week to week. And that's probably the best quarterback we got in the new era. That's also to do with the offense a little bit. I mean, I don't think you need even an elite quarterback to get an elite player. You do, the standard of need does raise. Like, you can't just... I mean, AJ Green was fine with Andy Dalton. I mean, he was a top 12 guy for like multiple 3-4 years. So, yeah, I don't think it's a requirement. How much does it help? I don't know how to quantify that. I mean, it helps, but it's certainly not a requirement to be an elite wide receiver. Like MT is still MT with Taysom Hill, yeah. No, but he also wasn't doing that with Drew Brees is the thing. I mean, to be fair, Mike Williams has been underrated this season on the time he's been on the field. I think we've all just been like, we're tired of Mike Williams being the dynasty wide receiver one. Or Michael Thomas, sorry. And I've seen him fall out of top 5 lists, and it's got nothing to do with his production. I mean, over the last 2 weeks, he's had 19 fantasy points and then 16 fantasy points. I mean, he's been fine. What's his target share? Like, it's always above 25, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, Drew Brees elevates you, for sure. And he's played a limited season, to be fair. But he had a 52%, 43%, 30%, and 22% target share over the last few weeks, so he's doing fine. Points per game wise, where is he? I mean, where is he? Literally. Oh, wow. 11.99 fantasy points per game. That's weird. He ranks like, what was that, 39th at the position? And that's mostly because of his games week 1 and week 10, which I think Drew Brees was on the field for. You know? I'm trying to figure out a way to answer the specific question. How much? How much? I don't know. What percentage? I think Michael Thomas's season is down because he's been injured and he struggled to get started in the year when Drew Brees was still on the field. So, you know what I mean? I mean, who are the top 5 right now? Maybe that's an easier way of looking at it. Devontae Adams, okay. Tyreek Hill, okay. DK Metcalf, okay. They all have elite level quarterbacks. Stephon Diggs, I don't want to have the argument right now, but let's just say Josh Allen is playing elite right now. And Keenan Allen, okay. We like Justin Herbert. He's doing pretty well. But which would you equate all of those guys to like elite? I mean, none of them are Peyton Manning. You've got an above-average quarterback in every situation there. Next is Calvin Ridley, which, Matt Ryan is definitely above average. DeAndre Hopkins, yeah. A.J. Brown, Tannehill, you'd probably say is average to above average, right? And Adam Thielen. But part of this isn't... All right. Look at it this way. It's not so much the quarterback, it's how well the offense is going, which the quarterback has a lot to do with, but it's not a direct correlation, right? I mean, these players also have amazing other skill position players. Aaron Jones, Tyreek Hill has Patrick Mahomes, but he also has Travis Kelce and Clyde Edwards-Helaire doing okay, at least. DK Metcalf has Tyler Lockett, not to mention a pretty good rushing game, whether it's Carlos Hyde or not. Stephon Diggs has had help from Cole Beasley. That's pretty much it. Okay, Stephon Diggs is mostly a product of himself, let's face it. So how much do you boil that into just the quarterback? Well, the quarterback has a large part to play in how well the offense is flowing. That's fair. But it can be balanced out, as we've seen with other elite players, with coaching, with other skill position players doing well. And then you've got someone like Stephon Diggs or Julio Jones or Calvin Johnson himself, who literally elevate themselves. So it's all this kind of mystery mix. It's not just elite quarterback. I mean, that can be a factor in it happening. I'm not saying it can't. But as the reason... I don't know, how much would you weigh any of these things into it? Whatever it is, 100% of it is a good player in a good situation. And it's how much the quarterback factors into that good situation. That's how you probably quantify how much his quarterback matters. Like, Kirk Cousins ain't much, but he's good enough. And then you have an offensive rolling with Dalvin Cook helping out and Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen being able to provide some of their own flaws. So I'm not sure there's a quantity you can put on it, but for every given situation, it's a mix of whatever it takes to make that team succeed per attempt. And the wide receiver has a lot to do. I would say the wide receiver has more to do with that for himself than the quarterback. Maybe, yeah. I don't think. I think having a good situation, a good team overall, is definitely the most significant factor in getting 20 points per game upside. Okay, I'll go with that. But I can find examples of wide receivers hitting that mark without great quarterbacks. I can't find examples of that happening without great wide receivers. Like, it's New England can happen. You have a great team, even though there's no particular standout, right? Versus, Julian Edelman doesn't hit that 20 points per game ceiling. Versus a team entirely run through skill position players. An example for me would be Detroit with Calvin Johnson, and that had 20 points per game upside. And I don't think he ever had much help. Matthew Stafford is decent, but not the reason it was a good situation. And it was actually never a good situation. It was just Calvin supporting himself. So, and then it's like, in order to keep it level for 20 points per game ceiling, like if the quarterback goes down, the wide receiver has to play up, or the ancillary players have to play even better in order to keep it at that level. But it's supported by 3-4 columns. Yeah, Chris Godwin. Put it this way, I would say you can't get to that level of ceiling without either everything being decent or something being exceptional. And sometimes that can be the quarterback, sure. And sometimes it's the wide receiver. But there's a balance of several columns that kind of ceiling has to rest on. That's the way it works in my head. It's like a column. It's like a roof being supported by 3 columns, And if one's weak, the other one has to be stronger. And that's just how a team works. To be fair, that's not saying a lot about, it has to be wide receivers or it has to be quarterback. Occasionally you get something like Adams and Rodgers. Adams, when Rodgers was playing badly, was still a fantasy asset, but maybe not shy of the 20 points per game ceiling. Together, you've got 26 points per game ceiling here. Tyreek Hill, on the other hand, I know Tyreek Hill might be actually doing more of it himself than Devontae Adams, because I know Patrick Mahomes should get listed in that tier. But the way the offense works, Tyreek Hill has to provide remarkable efficiency, whereas Adams gets a boost in his touchdown efficiency essentially because of Rodgers is the easiest way to explain that. The next closest are Diggs and Metcalf, like I said. But then it's also about how the player plays. Keenan Allen's got 18 points per game, which is pretty damn close, It's top 5. And he's doing it through volume, not touchdowns. So, I don't know. It's not a magic bullet, but it's definitely an important part. That's as far as I think Jacob Rickroad's managed to push me. We normally talk. I was going to mention DeAndre Hopkins. He's had 20 points per game ceiling in all but one season, and he's only had a decent quarterback this season. Jacob Rickroad likes to point to 1 year where he had below average QB help, and he wasn't that guy. He wasn't a top 5 wide receiver after his breakout. But I mean, that he couldn't do enough of it himself that 1 year. But he's never had a good situation, team or quarterback wise, until this year. So that one season doesn't suggest to me a lot of it isn't about Hopkins himself, You got to weight it. I lean on being shy on it. Also, we just overestimate how much we know how good players, quarterbacks are, what good quarterback situation is. But that's true of everything, to be fair. Like I want to put Stefon Diggs in the quarterback doesn't matter category, but perfectly honest, Josh Allen has really helped him this year. I do think Diggs is helping Allen too, though. So I don't think it's one or the other, fortunately. And how much is one more important than the other? It's entirely on the situation and the player. Ben Roethlisberger is probably the best argument for quarterbacks manner, to be fair. And no one ever goes there. Well, maybe they do. I don't know. Yeah, I know you understand it. I'm just trying to find a best way of phrasing it. Well, that's the thing. We can't. To my best of my knowledge, there's no way of doing a much better job than we do right now. Which is, there are certain things that provide a certain amount of the signal. Say we can get to close to 50% of what's going to happen predictive-wise through stats. Say you can boost that by being Josh Hermsmeyer to 65%. But there's always a significant percentage in terms of prediction, which is about how you read how well that situation is going to gel together. And that's as much art as it's projection or prediction or science or whatever else. Like, there was the thing about Stefon Diggs. No one doubted, as far as I know, that Stefon Diggs is an incredible player. But looking at the situation, I want to be low on Josh Allen. And so I think that the way that mixes together is a top 24 season for Stefon Diggs. When in fact, it's been, as we were just talking about, freaking amazing ceiling for Stefon Diggs. How much do you want to say that is Josh Allen improvement or Stefon Diggs being able to improve Josh Allen? Or the results from Josh Allen, perhaps? I don't know. You never see players play with enough quarterbacks over a significant sample and never at the same age or in the same season. The sample size is never getting big enough to improve that ability to predict it. So it comes down to the art of the story, the art of the narrative. Well, that's where I'm at. This is good because I know how to do it. I'm not sad I had Stefon Diggs at like wide receiver, 14-ish, when in fact he was a top 5 guy. Turns out. Because that means I was much better with my medium projection than, a top 24, wide receiver 24 or whatever. Split the difference. Huh, that's weird. I can't actually remember what I had him in seasonal. I was thinking about this. Well, I'm always thinking about this, but Casey Keenum was incredibly high on Diggs. And I was trying to think of how I could have been higher. Like, I love the player. I was high on him as a rookie. He's a 4th round pick or something, so he's one of my guys, But I just wanted to adjust my expectations down for Stefon Diggs, and he'd never been in the top, really at that top 5 level, always someone I thought and wanted to and never gotten there. So I think it's fair to say the median or the reasonable expectation was, a really good wide receiver too. How can I adjust that up? Well, it would have been not having a strong bias against Josh Allen, just accepting that player can help out that quarterback. But that's where we get locked into, memes, basically trying to make fun of Josh Allen. And so, there's no way I was personally going to adjust up with Josh Allen at quarterback. But to be fair, look at it this way. That's me adjusting too far for what I expect for the level of quarterback. If I hadn't been so concerned with the level of quarterback, what I could have seen, or what Casey Keenum presumably saw, was an elite player going to a situation where he would not have been, not burdened, but helped out by another elite player like Stefon Diggs, like Adam Thielen. That was a route to seeing it happen, but because I was adjusting for quarterback too much, almost couldn't get that. That's a route that in my process would have been reasonable. But I didn't go there because I adjusted for quarterback. Now, the other way of doing it would be if you're just a huge fan of Josh Allen, which I don't think is fair based on what he's done. But some people don't go through numbers. Some go through tape. Some go through many different processes. And there's a way of having like Stephon Diggs because Josh Allen is awesome. But I really don't think that's what we're seeing. What I think we're seeing is an amazing improvement year after year by Josh Allen, to be perfectly honest. Like, respect where it's due. But I do think it's that improvement merged with an elite level player like Stephon Diggs and no one else near his level. So he's able to suck up more volume than he could ever with Adam Thielen on the depth chart. And that's a difficult needle to thread. That's why we don't accurately do very well at predicting who's going to jump into the top 5 or who's going to jump out of the top 5 at wide receiver. And so typically we just stick with the ones that have done it before because at wide receiver, they're more likely to repeat. Or that's what I do. But you're right. If you're looking for upside season over season, you're trying to predict those less predictable occurrences. And one way of doing it with Stephon Diggs would have been to not adjust for quarterback so hard, or to have adjusted for quarterback so hard because you really like Josh Allen. But again, I really don't think that was justifiable. They did, but I don't think it's as extreme as you might think, or I might think. Like whether their passing attempts compared to last year. Yeah, they're passing about 6.5% more per attempt than they did last year. So they have increased their pass heaviness, to be fair. In fact, they're one of the biggest, the second biggest adjustment towards the pass this year compared to last year. So, yeah. But I think that's... obviously, you know where that comes from. They're having success. Well, the mixture that goes into a pass attempts is slightly difficult. But at least you're right. You're definitely right that Buffalo became more willing to pass when losing or winning. Because before that, they rush extraordinary amounts even when losing. So, yeah. That has something to do with it as well. I definitely don't think that's predictable. The pass attempt percentage and stuff bounces around, even on very steady coaching staffs like Buffalo that typically lean the opposite way. How can we get better at it? Honestly, the honest answer is less biases. Yeah. Because I know specifically I fall down very often when I like to meme. I like to have arguments and go out on players and go in on players. And if you don't look at Josh Allen as Josh Allen, just neutral quarterback who's done these numbers, and so you don't have any bias, you don't really care if he succeeds or fails, that's probably the best way of weeding out some of our mistakes. Although I don't think Stephon Diggs was a mistake. I think it's a happy way that situation's gelled together. It's pretty much impossible to, read the future. Yeah, we got the Buccaneers wrongish. I don't know. I didn't have a hard take on the Buccaneers. I didn't know what to make of Tom Brady going to a new team, to be honest. But, yeah, I think the Bucs have decreased, which also kind of makes sense when you're going from Jameis Winston to Tom Brady. But we would have said because we're expecting more success. But all right. Why can't I just visually find? I have to search. They're passing about the same rate, actually, in Tampa Bay. 1% increase. But New England has dropped like 12%, which is something we got right. Meh. I need music. Come on, man. No, not random cover. There we go. Yeah. I think we just got lucky with stuff like that. I mean, being down on parts of the Tampa Bay passing offense just worked out. I don't think we read what would happen there right at all. But to be fair, again, I didn't have a strong cake because I have no idea how that would mesh. As it is in Tampa Bay, I mean, when he does throw downfield to Evans does well with it because he's a pretty decent player, you know. 14 points per game, ranked 28th. And Godwin's the only one still in the top 24, to be fair. But then Antonio Brown signs with him, which, you know, people can tell you they saw coming, but then they didn't. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Hamilton out. God. You have a hot take for me, crossover? Go for it. Who doesn't like hot takes? I mean, Hamilton isn't injured or nothing. A lot of injured players here. So many people on and off the Broncos depth charts. Not funny. KJ Hamler injured? Is that what's going on? Nope. Who else don't care? Yeah. DJ Moore will never be a wide receiver one in fantasy football for the rest of his career. Strong take. I have to admit, I was a little baffled by the consensus belief he was going to be, the second coming this year. And no, it feels like a good time to go in on DJ Moore value-wise. But maybe not. I haven't checked. What you basing it on? I guess would be the question. What do I think of DJ Moore now? Let's take a look. He seems to consistently have a touchdown problem. From last year to this year, that's what's missing this year. Touchdowns again. 40% dominator, 23% opportunity share. Robbie Anderson's beating him there with 31%. Curtis Samuel's getting 53% of the opportunities. You got to remember they're using a wide receiver rushing attempts in that, and yeah, those all go to Curtis Samuel. Whew. DJ Moore's getting about the same yards per team attempt per game as Robbie Anderson, but he's working further down the field than Robbie Anderson, which actually means Robbie Anderson's doing better with his volume. Also more valuable volume. According to Rotoviz's expected points model, he's getting 2 expected points more than DJ Moore, which is, I assume, coming from the red zone, but I don't know for sure. The area of the field he's actually getting touchdowns. What year is he in? His 3rd year. He's been a top 24 wide receiver. He's going to have done it twice. I don't know. Speaking of Thielen and Diggs, it's not a comparable situation, but I kind of see that kind of logic. DJ Moore's been surrounded by decent players, combining at least, to push him out of some valuable areas of the field and also limit somewhat his target share. He's currently got 23%. I think a situation change one way for the other for DJ Moore would be enticing. But, Well, you don't think he'll have the touchdown equity? Yeah, I mean that's where he struggles. I mean that goes to the quarterback adjustment again, and I'd rather see, and I do choose to. It's a choose to see Teddy Bridgewater being a decent, average level quarterback, and I think that can do it. You know, the narrative used to be, and I guess it still might be, that he throws a low yards per attempt. Right, this year is at 7.6. What does that rate? Just still low. It's just below Taysom Hill, but it's also below Phillip Rivers and Josh Allen, same range, you know, yards per attempt, passing yards per attempt. Same as Matthew Stafford. Quarterback narratives, I don't know. Well, I do know, to be fair. There we go. I've got to update this, but let me take a look at some. I was just applying that sophomore model, which I like as kind of just a season review model for next year, to current data. It really likes DJ Moore. It likes him more than Robbie Anderson, which is saying something, because he's slightly higher on yards between pass time. That's not adjusting for radar, though, to be fair. It likes, not really likes, but it does like. I mean, it also really likes Will Fuller, to be fair. But it puts DJ Moore in the top 12. Also Terry McLaurin, which, respect it. Yeah, it's this thing. And again, it's a function of the offense. It's not a Tyler Lockett thing. We're talking about your balance between one and the other. It goes up and down because the offense is so slight in its variability because of the targets. Well, the middle of the season was rough. He's bounced back a little bit from there. Yeah, I think we'll see a couple more good games as long as the team keeps playing, Still a start for me. What happened to James Conner last week for real? Make some regression here. Could I have my Miles Gaskin back, please? Oh, sorry, I missed some comments. I ended up with him in a lot of places, and I was worried about his injuries, like everyone. But again, I think we adjust too much for our biases. Will Fuller's man, but he's amazing when he's on the field. Like that model I was just talking about. If you kept that up for a full year and he stays healthy next year, like it likes him as one of those break-in top fives. Yeah, last year was just awful. I mean, what happened though? Because they were rushing fine earlier in the season. It's rough. We do the worst at expecting what our own expectations are almost always terrible. Oh, I forgot I'm going on Casey's podcast tonight. Excited about that. Didn't he rush for like 1.8 yards per carry last week? It's just... Okay, bro. Corey Davis rated as PFS for one of his 4 highest wide receivers this year. Yeah, weird. All right. I guess I need a break. I gotta go see what my kids are up and let this thing freaking run. Update for injuries later. Good lord. Sorry to keep stretching, but this is a grind of a task. Yeah, I'm out. Thanks for checking in if you did. If you didn't, you're not here to hear me say I don't like you very much. So, yeah, there you go. Just kidding. I appreciate it, guys. I will see you again next Monday, if no other time. Take it easy, Crossover. Thanks for all the questions.